Starting our list, we have Cross Ange, Tenshi Toruyo no Rundo. Okay, we've all seen Tunde, right? Well, our main goal in this show is not exactly that archetype, but has one quality many tsunderes possess: pride. She always looks down upon people who cannot use the technology of mana. But you know how karma strikes? On her 16th birthday, she finds out she cannot wield mana either. Now cast from a princess to a warrior, she needs to learn how to survive the harsh environment of Arsenal, filled with mechas and dragons always trying to kill you. Our prideful girl now has to change and even accept her fate when she needs to. And things change way further when she meets Tusk. Cross Ange has a combination of romance, mech, action, and of course, tension to make you binge watch all its 25 episodes. Next up, we have Lord Marksman and Vanitas. What better way to fall in love rather than becoming enemies first? Lord Marksman and Vanitas is about two soldiers who are born in different nations slowly falling in love with each other. The main character Tigra is taken as a prisoner of war by the opposing nation, who also sends a war maiden named Eleonora to placate the tensions of the war. Even though the main character is taken as a prisoner, he soon talks to the guards and manages to free the town he had control over. The anime brings a theme of morality in a rather light-hearted tone. Plus, it's a combination of romance, action, harem, and ecchi. Yes, so this is like that big McDonald's meal you order for your family. With one anime, you get everything to suit your tastes. Shame it only has 13 episodes. Coming next at number 8 is Devil's Line. Remember how goals existed amongst humans? Well, replace goals with vampires and add some emphasis to Toka Kaneki romance, and then you've got Devil's Line. Here we follow a 22-year-old university student named Tsukasa Taira, who learns the existence of vampires when her friend turns to be a vampire. While trying to discover more about it, she finds Yuki Anzai and soon finds herself getting attracted to the boy. Yuki, on the other hand, is an open book, always revealing his feelings and making Tsukasa embarrassed. The couple soon develops a forbidden romance, with Yuki desperately trying not to do what vampires normally do: drink blood. This is more than your average Dracula fairy tale. And as I mentioned, if you need the Tokyo Ghoul vibe with more romance, less gore and mystery, then give this one a watch. Coming up at number 7, we have Kimi-sen. Now, I don't want to break my tongue while saying the longer name, so let's just call it Kimi-sen. Anyways, back to the plot. Here we have a girl and a boy, as always, fighting a war on two sides. And once they meet, is it love at first sight? Well, not really, but the two soon realize their ideals are the same. And so, here comes the let's fight together part. Think of this as a modern fantasy Romeo-Juliet story, but with a lot of magic. It released this fall, and so far it's doing a good job. There are a lot of contenders ahead of this one, but when speaking of the romance action niche, I feel like this is a show I cannot ignore. Some events can be cliché, but the story still feels refreshing to watch. Perhaps that's because I didn't watch romance action anime in a long time. If you love the genre, you'll love it. So give this a watch. Taking the 6th position on our list is Yona of the Dawn. If you are a romance anime fan, then you must have watched plenty of high school anime. Then chances are, even if you won't grow bored with the characters, you'll grow bored of the setting. Here's where Yona of the Dawn comes in. This follows Princess Yon, who after a betrayal by his own kin is forced to escape the kingdom with his childhood friend and bodyguard Sonhak. Sonhak is Yon's best friend and the more realistic one of the duo. Being raised as a princess among the luxuries, Yon never realized the real struggles of the people, and the anime shows how she develops over time. Now this anime may have the prideful girl finally learning the harsh reality trope similar to Cross Ange, but compared to that mecha show, this has less action which lets it build up its characters and plot slowly. And besides, you've got a strong female lead. That's something new in many romance anime.
血の香りによって正気を失ったか。
Vampires are coming back again because at number 5 we have Vampire Knight. Let's move back to academies, high schools and forbidden romances. Now this academy is special. It is divided into 2 classes, the day class and the night class. There is also the disciplinary committee which is led by our 2 main protagonists, the cheerful Yuki Cross and the gruff Zero Kiryu, who maintain order and peace between the 2 classes. So all is good, right? Not exactly. The problem is that the night class actually hides a darker secret. They are vampires. The day class has no clue about this, so it is a secret unique to the night class. To make things more interesting, the leader of the night class is Kanami, who Yuki has a history with. Feelings grow more complicated, rivals appear, a love triangle blossoms into existence, and you know, all that yada yada. It may start as a cheerful shoujo series, but we all know how anime that start with smiles and cute girls end, right? School Days, anyone? Or Madoka Magica? Even though Vampire Knight may not travel into that level of darkness, you'll still get an awesome dark romance action out of this one. Next up, a hot girl goes on a Game of Thrones adventure with a strong noble lord in record of Grand Crest War. Okay, hot may not be the correct word. Not saying Seleuca Meletes is not hot. She's beautiful and all that, but she's smart more than anything. Okay, think of it this way. Take a girl like Asuna and give her the brain of Lelouch and make her a romantic, and then you get Seleuca. So this anime follows Seleuca's efforts to create balance upon the war-torn land of Atlanton with a noble prince named Theo. The girl's efforts is to unite the world and fight the greater threat. No, not the Night King this time, but the literal embodiment of chaos itself. I won't call this an anime Game of Thrones because this has plot armor more than anything. But if you need politics that triumph action and a love side romance without any love triangles and all that drama, then this would be the perfect one for you. And you know what else is great? Seleuca isn't Theo's aunt. So get on board, or get on the horse, and begin a ride with Seleuca to the land of Atlanton. Let's move on to a little bit of a different genre next with Rurouni Kenshin. When you think of Japan, what comes to your mind first? Anime, of course. What comes to your mind next? Well, if you're a true man of culture, then it would be hentai. What comes as a third? Now that would be samurai. There are plenty of samurai anime to commend this culture, but one show that fits our niche perfectly is Rurouni Kenshin. So during the Bakumatsu era, there lived a legendary assassin known as Hitokiri Batusai, and his name was enough to strike fear among his opponents. But tired of the war and violence, Hitokiri retired from the war and now travels as a cheerful swordsman. He has vowed not to kill anyone and has left his old life behind. This is where he meets Kaoru Kamiya at her kendo dojo. Since he's wandering and she's alone, the wandering samurai lives together with this girl. But that's not without adventures. But make sure to prepare a box of tissues, because this is a fair warning. Some tearjerkers are coming your way. Coming at number 2 on our list is Romeo x Juliet. Now, we all know Romeo and Juliet, that Shakespearean play you actually read or your English teacher forced you to read at high school. This anime is roughly adapted from the original play, but tells a different story. Juliet, Lord Capulet's young daughter, escapes the tyranny of Leontes Montague and fights as the Red Whirlwind. On one occasion, he meets Romeo, the son of Leontes, and despite their parents' struggles, they fall deeply in love with each other. They carry out their relationship in secret, much similar to the original play, but the settings and story arcs differ from one another, and the ending involves a mystery that can decide the fates of the world. Topping our list, taking our number 1 position is nope, not Sword Art Online, it's Shakugan noshana. Now this anime is more than just an action romance. It has monsters, apocalypse, all blended in with its supernaturalism. In this world we have fearful beasts known as the Crimson Denizens. They come from a parallel universe and devour human minds, transforming them to torches. And by torches, I mean mere human residues with no memory at all. We follow Yuji Sakai, who is attacked by these denizens, but is saved by a mysterious hunter named Shana. But that wasn't Yuji's lucky day because he was already reduced to a torch after the attack. So, will he team up with the bizarre girl to get what he wants? Or will he stand back and let himself get devoured by oblivion? There's not much of a choice, is there? With Shakugan Noshana, you are thrown into an action-filled wild ride that only touches the tip of the story in its first season, and then dives deep to its mysteries in the second. The romance is a little light compared to the others in this list, but the couple slowly gets closer, while their challenges grow tougher. So there goes 10 of the best romance action anime you should watch. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be updated as soon as we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.